I always talk about the pride I have in the teaching and learning practices here. And when you walk around the school, it's very obvious what those practices are, especially around explicit teaching. We're lucky enough that we've got level leaders. We now have a professional learning leader that's directly aligned to the Max vision for instruction. We have an assistant principal role, which has student engagement attached, which is directly related to the vision for engagement. So the assistant principal's big picture role is to help us create conditions in the school that are conducive to getting the best learning outcomes. And then our professional learning leader, Julia, working alongside our assistant principal and our level leaders to implement the explicit teaching model. And Julia and Wally have worked really hard to add value to the program that was already here.
So our title for today is Identifying Number Patterns in Geometric Patterns. Can you repeat that back to me, please? Identify.
You won't see sweeping changes from me. What you'll see is me looking for opportunities to add value. So over the last couple of years, Max have done some really good things with the walkthroughs, for example. The Flourishing Learners Conference had a big impact on me and our leadership team around that. So been to the Tom Sherrington workshop days, saw him at the Flourishing Learners. It's a very clear framework that they can use for coaching. Yeah, it aligns with everything, including like PBL we've got going at the moment as well. So the behaviour and relationship side of the walkthroughs is where we started with our coaching. There's a couple of things that we used to determine our next steps. That was staff induction, all right? So what have you had before? Where's your professional learning sitting? Our Maxis data was a really big one. So looking at things like safety, psychological safety for staff, those things are really huge if you're running coaching. School climate, communication, all of those bits and pieces came together.
What if I do 34 plus 9? What is that going to give me, Alexis?
There's so much expertise on your staff. Just try and draw it out, is what I'd say.
Beautiful. Starfish singing, swimming near the bubbles.
I think we've had a sustained coaching approach here at St Clement's over the last 6 years. So we initially started with just coaching the coaches so that they got an understanding of what the coaching process is, and then coaching them to coach the teachers. So it really took a couple of years working with leaders, and then we're able to build that into the school, and then coaching became a natural part of working at St Clement's over that time. And so we have built that over several years.
With our professional learning, we have our staff meetings. That's part of our professional learning, but our main part of professional learning is coaching. So when we are working in our coaching groups, we have our coaches, and then our groups, we all come together, and it's kind of like a cycle throughout the term. So we start with the why, the background information, and then we meet in our coaching teams halfway through the term, towards the end, and just at the end of the term, and that becomes a professional learning cycle for us. So it's always something that's on our mind, and it's also not an extra thing to add up to our plate, it is our plate. So we come together as a team, we've got a shared common goal with each other, and then we talk about what's going on in our classroom, what's working well, what's not working well, and that's our professional learning. It's the conversations we're having with each other. Me as a coach, it's my conversations I'm having with the staff in my group, and then kind of banding together to help each other out. There's so many teachers at this school with, wonderful years of experience, more than me. So being able to sit together and share, that's probably the most important professional learning that we do at this school.
What is the definition of a geometric pattern?
A pattern formed by a series.
It doesn't feel like I'm sitting there and I'm being judged. I feel like I'm doing what we've been working on together. We've been collaborating and having meetings about stuff after school, and then I get to show what I've been doing in my classroom to my coach. It's not really about what I'm missing out on, it's what I'm doing really well. And then, so I feel like it's not ever been stressful for me having somebody come in and watch.
For me, I am a professional learning leader, but I also am a classroom teacher, and that for me is who I am first. So when I'm sharing this information with the staff, I'm coming from the point of view of I'm a classroom teacher too, and this is how I'm doing it in my classroom, and it's working, and it's, the benefits are there. I see the benefits in my students' behaviour, their attitudes coming to school, and then I'm able to share that with the staff in my coaching group. So it's what we do. Being in the classroom is our main job, and being able to share that with the people in my coaching group and inspire, and then also share with one another is really important.
I use an approach to focus on goals to really get the teachers to recognise where they need to grow in the classroom, and then from those goals we look at opportunities that they can develop and then take action specifically in the classroom to drive change. And I think that's really the key part of that coaching approach.
Because all of our coaches come from different spheres of the school, the wonderful thing about the Walkthroughs website is that we're able to adapt it to any environment in our school. So when we're working in our coaching teams, our grade 2 teachers are talking about how it works in their room, our PE teachers are talking about how it works in the gym, and the different examples of how we can apply it and adapt it in our school is really valuable for us.
Now we are going to describe my octopus is what and what like. I'm going to say deep.
My coach is really specific on the walkthrough practice, and modelling was one of the areas I feel literacy is really supported by, and the grammar and context role, because our NAPLAN data was really specific in our writing goals, so modelling became a really good way and a good strategy of being able to amplify our writing in grade 2.
Scarlett, what have you changed? My spikes are?
We're currently
My spikes
focusing
are
on modelling and checking for understanding. Those two work really well side by side, because if you have modelled correctly and you can see it's explicit enough for children to give that feedback to you, you can inform your next step.
Does anybody want to tell me, Quinn, have you got a sentence for me with a who, doing what, where, what, like?
A turtle sleeping under the rocks.
I think I've been really lucky with the coaches that I've had when I've started my career here at school. I think it just really helps me feel a lot more confident in the classroom, because I don't think I'm doing those things and then you have someone come in and say, hey, you're actually doing this really well, and these are some other things that maybe you could trial. And obviously not everything works straight away, which I've learned, but yeah, once I've kind of had some really good feedback on, I think it would be really good if you could tweak this slightly. I think it just really helps me to say, oh, I actually can do this and I can do it well. And there are actually lots of other things too I can incorporate as well, which has been really, really helpful. I think the confidence boost is really great too. So we're going to look through a few keywords now. You need to do a little subheading. Okay, so I'm going to go first and then you'll go. Shared worked examples and modelling is probably the most important thing I'm doing in the classroom at the moment. Why is this an example and this a non-example? You've got 30 seconds, turn and talk to your partner if you go. Especially we're doing a lot of writing pieces where we're doing kind of step by step. We pick just the introduction to do as the that might be the focus we're doing. So we model, okay, what's the first sentence looking like? That's the topic sentence. This is what a topic sentence would look like. Let's co-construct it. And then do the same for the 3 kind of evidence and explain sentences, and then same for our concluding sentence. Okay, we are going to write the definition of geometric pattern underneath. Okay, so can you please read that sentence to me while I'm writing so I can remember what it means? Beautiful. Amelia, can you stand and deliver? What is the definition of a geometric pattern?
A pattern formed by a series of shapes.
Beautiful, thank you. Beautiful. Lenny, can you stand and deliver? What is a pattern rule?
A rule applied to generate a pattern sequence.
Beautiful, thank you. We're going to quickly talk about, and we're going to do some modelling. So I'm going to model first, and then you guys are going to have a go on your whiteboards. We're going to talk about what it looks like to create a number pattern. You are going to have a go at writing this pattern down and continuing the pattern.
Well, she explains it step by step, and we write it in our book and we remember it.
We do assessments which show our score, and also in class if we're not sure on what to do or our work, we can get people to help us or people to give us feedback to know what we're doing.